Hello and welcome to Good Weather Gaming. I am the Good Weather Gamer, bringing you some more StarCraft 2. Today we're going to be looking at a game I played on the ladder against my very first Master League player. I'm trying to get into Master League right now, so I'm about mid to high diamond. And this guy was the very first guy I've ever faced in Master League, and I'm quite proud of this game, so I decided I'd bring it to you. It is me, Nastro, the red Zerg, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, against LadderCraft, the blue Terran, spawning in the top right-hand corner. Now, this game shows off a build that I've been working on quite a bit, really, for the last month or so in custom games with a buddy of mine, specifically for ZvT, that I originally thought that I had come up with all by myself, and you know, there was no osmosis going on in the world, but no, there was other people using this build too at the same time. I looked on the pro scene, and there were in fact quite a few people using the same build that I've been using. But lucky for me, that basically means that it works. It's a good build. Means that, oh no, well, James, you're now in my YouTube video. Well, what can I say? I gotta go busy now. See you later. All right, cool. James Chanko in the YouTube video. What's up, James? So anyways, laughed my ass off too. A little bit of a SCV scout going on here. Just a little bit. You know, not a full SCV scout. Well, I guess there's only SCV scout or no SCV scout, so that turn of phrase doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. He's seeing my hatch first. He sees no pool. And that drone that you saw move out there, he's actually looking to take the third right now. He's just scouting around to see if there's any proxy barracks out there, and this drone that's chasing this SCV is just worried that that he's gonna see the third. Oh, my mistake, actually. That drone's going for a scout, and this drone is going for the third. There we go. And this drone going for a little scout on my own. I'm just seeing if he's going command center first, which I kind of was expecting him to go command center first, and when I don't see that, I go, oh, okay, well, there's the Marine. And my my drone dies. Not much I can do about it there. Plop. Dead. Splat. And while this is going on, there's a bunker going down in my natural. He's doing nice little micro tricks to keep it alive, but I'm gonna surround it with these probes. He's getting what he wants though. He's getting the pull, the drone pull. Little micro tricks waiting for him on that side. And as you can see with this build, I go gas before I even get my pool. What craziness is this? And I'm not even harvesting the gas. That is pretty crazy. The reason I'm not harvesting the gas right away is because I did have to pull those SCVs. Or, sorry, I keep on calling them a different type of worker. I'm just going to call them workers from now on. I had to pull my workers to go deal with that bunker. So I didn't actually have the minerals to throw this down on the timing that I wanted. So now I'm putting them in there. We look here. Bunker going down at the bottom of the ramp, indicating that he's probably looking for an expand, and sure enough, there's the expand halfway done. 2 gas. So if I scouted this, which I don't, that would indicate to me that he's going Reactor Hellion and then into Banshee, but I don't scout that, so I don't actually know that's coming. Got my third down here. I'm not actually ahead really yet because of that drone pull. I never really got the chance to get ahead. Doing some mining. He does a really cool thing this game that I'm going to point out later, where he just puts supply depots around his barracks, or his bunker. He puts his bunker next to his expansions, so he has like basically another missile turret. This one's not in the same spot as the other expansions, but you'll see later on. I'll point it out again. Putting down a spine crawler here for any eventual aggression that could come in, and the evolution chambers on either side here, because I do want those melee upgrades, because this build does focus on hive. Some lings out, and my overlords are just spreading out using these high grounds around the map. Whoops. They're all around the map. Lots of nice little spots that you can put overlords. A little benefit to being Zerg. Just being able to put your overlords all over the place. Then, I guess the flip side of that is that they can die all over the place too. A little bit of a fight going on here. That Almost called him an SCV too. You're not an SCV, you're a Zergling. But the Zergling isn't going to win. Double mule, because he's now at double orbital command. And the third expansion going down there, and he's basically just gone 1-1-1 to go Reactor Hellion into Banshee. The barracks just working as the tech lab oh, maybe not. Building a tech lab of his own and building stim out of there. My mistake. Setting up overlords once again. Still haven't got my queen here. A little bit of a mistake by me. I am not infallible. I do make tons of mistakes playing this game. Tons and tons. Being a Diamond Leaguer, I sure hope I would. Because if I was playing perfect in Diamond League, there's something wrong with the system. What the hell's going on there? Cool little wall off that he has going on here. Follow these Hellions in. Just 2 Hellions to see what he can see. See if it's open for attack. Moving in. Sees that that's walled off. Or does he? Nope, he just loses a Hellion. Loses 2 Hellions. Okay, so that was a bit of a misstep by him. As you can see, Master Leaguers don't play perfect either. Follow my Lings out. They're not really going to accomplish much, but what they are going to do is wait for that third to go down. They're sent out here with the thought of a run-by in mind. 4 more Hellions moving out. That would have been 6 if he didn't do that misstep, so luckily for me it's only 4 right now. And here's a Banshee. So he's going to be doing Banshee with these 4 Hellions, and then a second Banshee is going to get here. There it is. Hasn't quite moved this yet. Getting some upgrades and adding on more barracks here. Good saturation by him. Not so good saturation by me. Whoops. Missing some actions here. Banshee's just taking down the spine crawler. Not much I can do about that yet until my queens get there. And I missed the transfuse, so. Spine crawler was not meant for this world. Second Banshee moving out. Though I do have a pretty good idea with my vision here. Like, I see everything that's happening pretty much. You can see there's more high grounds back here for overlords. I try to take advantage of them as much as I can. Although against Terran, I don't spread them out as much as I would against, say, Protoss or Zerg, just because there's medevacs with Marines that can take out your overlords and just supply block you, put you in a really awkward position. Good damage here, but it's a mistake for me to go after these Hellions. I should be target firing Banshee, which I fix here. Target firing Banshee. Lose a queen, but totally worth it for 2 Banshees. Fairly good saturation now. My money's getting a little bit out of control after doing that and then doing this run by. A little bit of a mistake by me. I'm just I would be supply blocked if I was trying to build units right now. Oops, there it is. Getting my spire. This is what I do after I get lair. I try to get my melee upgrades before I go for lair, but once I get lair, I go into spire, and then as soon as I have the Mutas being built, I build an infestation pit over here. And what I do with that is I try to hit a timing with the Mutas where they're not prepared, they don't have their missile turrets up. I do some damage, and this is, oh, this guy, he can't get a break. I'm trying to heal him by switching into an overseer, but it's just not working. He surrounds him and kills him. Bye bye. But he saw the base. He did his job. So what I try to do is I try to hit a timing where I do some damage in the main. And then what a lot of Terrans will do, especially at lower levels, is they will attack after they successfully defend the Mutas off. So if they push the Mutas out, they go, okay, well, he's not going to have anything. I'm just going to attack because now I have a bunch of missile turrets up, and he can't just come back in here and do any damage. I'm just going to move across and attack. But with this build, that's a mistake because I have an infestation pit and I get banelings at this time too. As you'll see, I think my baneling nest, yeah, there it is. So I get banelings. I get a lot of Zerglings while this is happening, and I get up to infestation pits. So these 19 Mutas, which it isn't usually that many, it's usually about 12. I screw up my macro in this game, that's why it's that high. because I had the extra money. These 19 Mutas are going to go in and try to do some damage, and while that's happening, I'm going to upgrade this. Where's the upgrade on this? This is hurting my soul not to see the upgrade on this. Oh, I just don't have the money quite yet. Okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. I wanted to get Baneling speed as well. So, unfortunately for me, he spots this. So this is pretty much worst case scenario with these Mutas. They don't do crap all. They don't do anything. They come in here. I spent more money than I normally do on Mutas, and he spots them in the middle and pretty much stops me from doing any damage. So this is a worst case scenario with these Mutas, but that's okay, because the Mutas aren't really designed for this huge damage. That's a bonus if they do that damage. If they come in and they do all this huge amount of damage to the Terran, and they kill off a bunch of SCVs, maybe they get some army units, they get a few siege tanks or whatever, they kill a few medevacs, that's awesome. That's a huge win, but that's not what's supposed to be happening. What's supposed to be happening is you're supposed to be just hitting a timing, getting what you can, and a little bit of a misstep there. He left those Marines there. What a good play by him, just leaving those Marines right there, waiting for the Mutas to swing back around. You can tell he's seen this before. What you do after that is you just add them into your composition, and while you're doing a push with your big main ground army, you use the Mutas to end this fairly good spread of vision that I'm trying to get here going on, as you can see on the mini-map. Just get pushed away. Not too much happening. I'm just trying to make him think that I'm still going for Mutas by continuing to attack. That's all I'm doing here. I'm not really actually trying to do any damage. Just making him think that Mutas are still the threat. Going into Hive, getting more upgrades. Infestors are here. So this attack would have been, if he attacked there, that would have been really scary for him. But what they do is they just pick up drops. I try to get as much vision as I can during the mid game, and then I use the Mutas to swing around and kill dropships as they try to drop me if I go broodlords. Because the thing about broodlords, and this is another thing that I'm going to get to in this build, is that I love to go ultralists before broodlords, just because it allows you to be aggressive and also be mobile. So with that in mind, the way that I approach Hive Tech against Terran is I go into Ultralists and cause a lot of havoc, and then I use the Ultralists as a blanket so that I can switch into broodlords effectively. Pretty good amount of Banelings going out there, but a lot of them went off on that Marauder, and this ended up being a pretty good trade for him in terms of just killing off all my army there. But he didn't get to my base, so that's good for me. The problem I see a lot of Zergs do is they like to go broodlords right away and just try to end the game. And the problem with that is that that army is actually an all-in army. Once you're at 4 base and going broodlords and you're moving them across the map, you're all in. You can get dropped, you can get Hellion run by, and you don't have any income anymore, and that army is your last army. So I don't like to do that. I don't like to all in. Well, this is how I play it. A little bit different. I get I'm getting a second Spire up, actually, because I already have a Spire. I'm getting my Ultralisk Den, more Banelings, more Infestors. I just try to increase the count on the Infestors. I try not to lose Infestors, although I do in this game for the Broodlord transition. The idea is that I trade Banelings and Zerglings and Ultralisks, but I keep Infestors around, and I keep some Ultralisks around. And then when I hit with my my Broodlords, it should be enough to end the game. In this game, it ended up going a little bit differently, but still a pretty good example of how this build works against Terran. See, as you can see, he's done it again. There's that bunker there. And here's the supply depots around it, creating that really cool wall, and then he can pull all of his SCVs over here and repair it. Really cool, in my opinion. See, he's done it over here too. Really cool. It's like an extra turret against Mutas, but it also attacks the ground. Oh, we're about to see a bit of a misstep by him here. He overextends with the tanks on siege. And I happily take this battle. Donated a bit of an army there. Infestors walk in, clean it up. So the way I try to do this during the mid game is I go ground army, hotkey 1, Mutas hotkey 3, and Infestors hotkey 2. But then once I go into the just slam everything into your face style with a bunch of Ultralists, I just put the Mutas on the same hotkey as the Ultralists and the Lings, because they're just going to be attacking with everything else anyways. I don't really need to have finesse with them or anything. So he's preparing for this by just making a really big Sim City and a lot more extra barracks. And he's anticipating broodlords and more Mutas, as you can see by the Thor. The Thor is really the good all-around late game unit because it deals with pretty much everything fairly well, especially those broodlords. So here we go with the banelings coming in, splitting them up, trying to get as much damage as I can, but running them into the Thor, which I'm not too proud about. That's okay. I had a flank come in from this side over here. I did already kill a base right here, as you can see. But there's that bunker. That bunker I was talking about. Killing that Ultralist. That other Ultralist trying to get in there can't do it. Infested Terrans, luckily, are doing some damage, but the real Terrans do clean that up. But that's fine for me, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to bludgeon them, basically. I'm making this army into, as you can see, I'm adding on the corruptors there, getting missile and getting air upgrades now too. But that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to bludgeon him with this army right now. My money's pretty good, and my food count's pretty good, and my base count is pretty good. So I can do this for the next about 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes or so in game without running out of money. Dwindling money, yes, but without running out entirely. He's moving out with this army here. He catches me out of position. This army here is going for this base, but as he moves in with this army, I don't get any of these fungals here. Oh, did I get a fungal? No, I didn't. Pretty big mistake on my part. So I was attacking there, but I decided to pull back because that's a bigger threat. I don't want to lose my base. It's more important for me to keep everything alive than to do damage. But I think that's a pretty important way to think about playing Zerg. It is way more important for you to stay alive than to play damage. Sometimes staying alive means doing damage. But your main goal should probably just be stay alive. It's not a whole lot of super damage-based strategies except in the Hive, and the other ones are pretty much all in. This is a way to be super aggressive without being all in. Because you're on Hive Tech, and you can be super aggressive with a very cost-effective set of units. Here's his Vikings. Here's a swell of Zerglings coming in. So I see, basically what I'm doing here is I'm acknowledging that his ground army is suffering at this point. So I'm going, oh, I don't really need to go huge into broodlords. I can just flank my enemies. Busting down everything. Doing as much damage as I can. Trading as efficiently as I can. Getting some explosions. There we are. The bunker is no more. That scary, scary bunker. And it's only 5 broodlords right now. 3 corruptors, so it's... I have 9 more corruptors on the way though. But I am pretty vulnerable in the air at the moment. Oh, and 3 Mutas, that's super low health. They're not gonna really do anything. More bases over here to barrel down, another base over here to barrel down. Now for this, all I did was move the banelings over to the SCV side so if they tried to repair it. Not really a conscious decision, but it ended up working out pretty well. The SCV's getting blown up trying to repair. And at this point, I'm just closing out the game. I am ahead in bases. I've denied his bases. And I don't need to be super aggressive, but with my bank right now, I can be. At this point, it's the whole, once your head get more ahead, but I'm so far ahead at this point that I may as well try to end the game. There's not a whole lot of point not trying to end the game. But when you are trying to end the game, you should always do it carefully. You should always, you know, put down a little bit of defenses in your main, or at least have a lot of Zerglings around. a lot of defenses in your mining bases. There's actually no defenses here. There should be, but I guess that's because my lings are right there. So fair enough. This is a new base, but you need to be really careful trying to end the game, because there's something that has been happening to me a lot, or has traditionally happened to me a lot, which is just getting overconfident, and then that overconfidence leading me to the game. You go, oh, this guy's out of the game, he can't do anything anymore, and then you just like stop trying, and then they come back because they're trying really, really hard, because they're like, oh god, I hope I can still win this game. And I've just learned that's not the way to approach StarCraft. You need to approach StarCraft as if this guy right here is trying to kill you at every stage of the game. And that was the first Master League player that I've ever beat on ladder. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Good Weather Gaming. I guess I'm going to call this series LadderCraft. I don't know if that's been taken. I'm going to look into a series name for this, but it's going to be me analyzing my own play, talking about my own play. I didn't do a whole lot of analysts here, but I did talk about the play quite a bit, and going over just the replays that I'm proud of, or maybe some replays that I lose horribly in and somebody played really well in. I might do those too, because playing StarCraft, I am a bit of a masochist. Leave a comment in the comment section below with any questions you have about the build or about the video, upcoming videos, or anything going on in this channel. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.